Greetings, everybody. How y'all doing out there today? It is your favorite dark-skinned chick in the whole wide world. I hope I'm looking into the camera because I'm looking like that way. I hope I'm looking into the camera. But anyway, I'm coming at y'all today because I got a treat for y'all. I got a special treat for you guys that you gonna love, okay? This is the Rashida Strober story. That's right, the Rashida Strober story. Let me tell y'all a little bit about it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it's gonna come on right after I finish talking. If you're watching this on Facebook, all you gotta do is click the link I'm gonna put there and you can watch it, okay? So the Rashida Strober story. Let me tell y'all about the Rashida Strober story. Blah, blah, blah. I'm getting kind of tongue twisted here. But I'm excited, y'all, because the thing is, people say a lot of stuff about me, but they don't really know me. And you know, I just sat down and I was thinking about it and I said, you know what? I already give away one of my books for free. How to Be the Hottest Dark-Skinned Chick on the Planet. That's free at my website, rashidastrober.com. I said, you know what? I need to tell my story and give that away for free because number one, it will help other people. I know it's gonna help other people because they're gonna be able to relate to it. And number two, people gonna get to know the makings of me. They're gonna get to know my background and where I came from and really the success story that I am, because I am a success story no matter what nobody say, okay? And when you listen to this story, you're gonna find out the truth of what I'm saying. And I don't care because some people, they like to listen to stuff while they doing their workout, while they cleaning their house, while they shopping, while they walking, whatever the case may be. This is what I call an audio movie. It's in the form of an audio book, but I actually wrote it as a play and I performed it back in 2006 because I wrote it when I was living in Los Angeles. And when I got back to St. Petersburg in 2008, someone suggested to me to turn it into an audio book. I don't know where I got the idea from specifically, but anyway, shout out to Hazley Production Studios in St. Petersburg, Florida, because that is where I recorded it at in 2008. And I'm just like so proud of my work. It's actually been on my website for like forever. Like, you know, people that have listened to it, they loved it. You know, it's gotten like excellent stellar reviews. And I said to myself, you know what? I need to let the world hear this story, because like I said, I want people to really understand who I am. I want people to really understand the makings of Rashida Strober. That's why it's the Rashida Strober story, aka A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph. That's the name of it, the Rashida Strober story, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, because I overcame so much. You know, I'm supposed to be a statistic. I'm supposed to be, you know, I talk about darkism. Y'all know I wrote the book Darkism 25, and I apologize if I'm looking in the camera and looking back, but it's kind of confusing. But anyway, y'all know I wrote this book, Darkism. Some of y'all have read it. Thank you to those of you that have supported me. 25 ways that dark-skinned people are discriminated against. And I'm talking fast because me and Lauren just made some vegan cupcakes, and I got them in the oven, and I smell them, so I gotta go get them. Anyway, so people know. Let me finish making this video. She gonna come over here.
You mean vegan muffins?
Yes, vegan muffins. So yeah, so I want people to know my story because I faced a lot of darkism in my life, and it's really what made me into who I am. So I want you guys to enjoy it. I want to know your feedback. I want to know your comments. And you can say hi, Lauren. Looking all beautiful. Y'all see she got her sister locks.
Things are working.
This is my baby right here. I love her. Lauren, stop. You're shaking the camera. Don't shake the camera, baby. But yeah, so like I said, that's the treat for y'all. The Rashida Strober story is officially being released today. A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph. Donate to my campaign. Help me to continue producing shows. Y'all know I deliver. I just did 2 shows in Dallas, Texas. Okay, I'm about to do 2 more shows in Tampa, Florida on December 17th.
Good on the outside and inside.
Right, and if you're in the area, you want to support, buy a ticket. Donate to my campaign. Help me, because here's the thing. That money goes towards
for 15 minutes.
About 30-something minutes, actually, Lauren.
And 30 minutes.
True.
And these muffins are gonna taste delicious.
I know they're gonna be so good because you did such a good job in making them.
And
yeah.
we also stir the muffins so they can be so good. And we also put them in the oven.
My little darling.
And I stir them good because I think that everything's good and we are gonna make them.
I know. You did a great job and I'm proud of you. So yeah, guys, so that's what I got for y'all. The Rashida Strober story, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, absolutely free. It is my intellectual property. I do give you permission to share it, you know, and if you are interested in me bringing my show to your city, contact me and we'll discuss the details.
Then Daddy went to work, and Daddy is not gonna bring us back some crabs. No way.
She likes crabs, y'all. You smell the muffins in there, Lauren?
Mm-hmm.
You smell the muffins! My baby smells the muffins!
Are they ready yet?
I gotta get out of here, y'all. But enjoy the Rashida Strober story, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, and donate!
PBSkids.org.
Get my book.
And subscribe from YouTube channel. Bye-bye.
So cute.
And PBSkids.org. We'll see you there.
You are so adorable. I just love you so much. Oh my God. Okay.
And sure to take a thumbs up on this video.
Right. And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace. The Rashida Strober story, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph. Peace.
Bye.
For your listening entertainment, Ice Cream Lady Dream Entertainment and Publishing presents From a Street Kid to a College Professor, Destiny Unfulfilled, an audio movie. Written, directed, and produced by actor extraordinaire Rashida Strober. Now be on the lookout for the sequels, The Street Ministry and Diploma Legend. For booking information, please visit streetkidtoacollegeprofessor.com. Thank you for your purchase and enjoy the show. Based on a true story. From a street kid to a college professor, Destiny Unfulfilled. Did I let those contractors out the gate last night without signing them out? What are you talking about, Mr. Jones? Miss Lana is lying on me. Why does that woman always tell lies on me? I wasn't even working last night. She's the graveyard shift security supervisor. That's her responsibility and not mine. She needs to get her stuff together because I know how to do my job. She better learn how to do hers and quit lying on me. What do you mean, why am I always in a bad mood when I come to work? What you talking about, Mr. Jones? You know, working the graveyard shift at an oil refinery is hard work, Mr. Jones. You've been doing this for a long time. You should know that. All I'm trying to do is stay awake and do my job because I don't want you to fire me. I know you wouldn't do that to me. Yes, Mr. Jones, you're a good boss man, but that Miss Lana is such a liar. Hey, Mr. Jones. Can I be real honest with you? I'm sick of this doggone job. Well, no, it's not like that. It's just, well, I've never told anybody on this job this. See, but I trust you. You know, I'm an actor and not just some security guard. Yeah, I'm serious. Well, I started acting a long time ago, but some things happened and January 10th, 1980, St. Petersburg, Florida, Bayfront Maternity Ward, 5 o'clock in the morning. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she pretty? Less than 1 minute. Oh. Truth be told, I could barely take being with that woman myself. She never gave a flying you-know-what about me or my brothers. All we were good for was some food stamps and a check. That's it. She didn't like the fact that I was a girl. The only girl at that. And one day, when I was just 10 years old, I heard her tell my aunt, you know, they was talking about the difference between raising girls and boys. And I know you might say, well, hey, that's no big, but I was 10 years old. It was a big deal to me. Them boys is hard to deal with too, but yeah, I can't stand them girls. You have to watch them little heifers start getting too grown and smelling themselves. Child, sometimes I wish Sam would come and get her. The state ain't giving me enough money to put up with this bullshit. I didn't do nothing to this woman. I was a good kid. That's what everybody who knew us said. But she didn't like us, and she didn't want to take care of us. You see, sometimes people have kids just to have them, and they could give a less than a damn about how they eat, sleep, or shit. They just don't care. That's why when I got my period, I wasn't surprised that she was pissed. But damn, I was just 10 years old. Oh, man, it's on. My mama gonna whoop me. Kenya, come here. I got to tell you something. You can't say nothing, though. It came on. You know, I got my period. Call my mama, Kenya. I can't call my mama. Why? Because she gonna whoop me. Crying and nervous as I was, I told my big cousin Tressa. She hugged me and comforted me. She made me feel like I was a normal human being, but when she told Rhubarb, that woman was pissed. And I remember the way Rhubarb looked at me with nothing but pure hatred in her face. We always had to go to church. But damn, why church had to last all day long? And it was really bad because Rhubarb didn't have a car. And on Sundays, the church van would come pick us up. Now, sometimes she would go, but most of the time, Rhubarb stayed home smoking weed, drinking, and just chilling with one of the millions of boyfriends she had running in and out the house. So much for the devout Christian woman. Now, no disrespect to the real Christians out there, but those fake-ass, so-called no-good folk that call themselves Christians, one day God gonna put fire on their asses. Them Pentecostal churches church it all day long. We was in church from like 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And this church seemed to cater to all the bad people in the world. All the drug dealers and prostitutes taking over the testimony service, talking about how God had delivered them and brought them back home to the church. Now see, God kept delivering them from drugs and prostitution, just enough for them to make it back to church again, to tell the same testimony over and over again. Keep on playing with God. Just keep right on playing with God and see what happens. And Brother Down, he took the cake. Now see, I don't want to disrespect a dead man and one of the few people that gave me a place to stay when no one else would help me. Well, see, when I think about this man, I don't know what to feel about Brother Down. Brother Down. Sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, just like my mama. He was like 55 years old with nappy gray hair and a big bald spot right in the middle of his head. And his favorite pair of jeans was a pair of disco-style tight jeans. And he kept this big smile on his face all the time. Now, see, this was funny for a man that didn't have no front teeth. And nothing seemed to ever get this man down. And you couldn't tell him nothing when he was driving up to church in that big old gas-guzzling Lincoln Town car and talk about taking over a church service. This man would take over every time he came to church. Now see, he would start dancing in the middle of the aisle and then work his way on up near the pulpit in a circle, going round and round and round with that tambourine, and everybody be clapping while he sang his favorite song. They'd be like, help me, Lord, help me, Lord, need your help me, Lord, need your help me, Lord, need you to help me, Lord, need you to help me, Lord, help me, Lord. And revivals and street ministry were his specialty. He'd be like, sister, come here. The Lord wants to deliver you. The Lord wants to make you a whole woman again. Come closer, sister. The Lord told me to lay hands on you. Now here's my number, sister. And the Lord told me to tell you to call me, and you called me any time of day or night. Brother Down stayed in a one-bedroom apartment and had a gang of people living there too. Let's see, there was Donna with the huge black Rottweiler. Brother Down's daughter, Fuquana, but we called her Fufu for short. Fufu loved to get drunk and fuss and fight, and her boyfriend, Bayrod Fishman, who was crazy as hell and liked to fight any and everybody. I mean, he was standing in the alley behind our apartment picking fights and jumping on people for no reason. Then there was Brother Down's 17-year-old prostitute girlfriend, Danessa, and me. All these people staying in this one-bedroom house. And even though I appreciated Brother Down's help, I just couldn't live in that house with all those crazy-ass people. And I got sick of having to go to all them revivals. That was the only thing he ever wanted me to do, go to all of those revivals. Now see, at first I couldn't understand why he liked going to those revivals so much, but as I kept going to all these revivals, I finally figured it out. That's where he met his girlfriend, Danessa, at. He went up to her, laid hands on her, asking God to deliver her from being a prostitute, told her he was going to help her get out of it. Man, come to find out, Brother Down had Danessa turning tricks all up and down 34th Street. Brother Down and Fufu was always fussing and fighting, especially at night, waking everybody up.
He touched me! He put his motherfucking hands on me!
What's wrong with you, Fufu?
He wanna fuck me! Just like he did my sister! And get a baby by me! Just like he did my sister!
Lord have mercy. What the? I couldn't believe it. But Brother Down had sex with his own daughter, and they had a baby boy by the name of Blessed. This child was born with a real severe form of mental retardation, and they either couldn't take care of him or they didn't want to take care of him, so they put him in a group home. You know, I look back on this time in my life, and I wonder what the hell was wrong with me. Why was I hanging around all these crazy-ass people? I had a love-hate relationship with going to church. I mean, crazy-ass people was one thing, but sitting up in church with a growling stomach all day long, now that was a completely different story. See, Rhubarb sent me and my brothers to church every single Sunday on the church van with nothing. No food, no money, nothing. All we had was oatmeal that looked like throw up early that morning, and then get to eat again until late at night when we finally made it back from the church. And see, it was really messed up because church lasted all day long. And when church finally let out, the whole church would take a trip down to the local nursing home. Then we would stay at the nursing home having church for about 2 more hours. Now see, by this time, me and my brothers was real hungry. We hadn't eaten anything except for breakfast. No lunch, no snacks, no dinner, nothing. And every Sunday after the church was done visiting the nursing home, we would all go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Piccadilly! Man, I hate Piccadilly. And that damn church bus driver. See, he could have had the decency to take us home before they went to eat at Piccadilly. But do you think he did? Oh, no. That son of a you-know-what thought it was inconvenient for the church van to take us home after leaving the nursing home. Because, see, we live clear on the other side of town. So all the good, holy, upright church people went to the buffet at Piccadilly and ate first, and then they took us home. Deacon yonder with his stank-ass breath, Sister Beyond Didi and her fat-ass husband, Deacon Mabel and his big, fat, hungry wife, and Pastor Strong and his grandkids, and all the rest of them sat there eating good at Piccadilly while we sitting up in the van and hanging around the restaurant waiting for them to finish eating up all the buffet food. And Deacon Mabel, I don't know if this man was mocking us or what, but every Sunday, before he would go inside the buffet at Piccadilly, he would always say to us,
Y'all gonna eat?
"What is y'all gonna eat?" This man never offered to pay 1 penny for us to eat. We didn't have any money to buy anything, and they all knew it. My mother was raising 5 kids. She was broke down, beat down, busted and disgusted with no education, no job, no motivation, and no prospects for the future. So there was no way we could get the money to pay for the buffet at Piccadilly. And my youngest brother, Bolly used to walk by the buffet acting like he was going to the bathroom, but see, he was really watching the food. And every single Sunday when he was walking by that buffet, this little old church lady named Mother Maggie, she would tell Bolly, "Baby, you gonna eat as soon as you get home. Here, Here goes some peppermints and peanuts. Peppermints and peanuts? What in the hell was we gonna do with some peppermints and peanuts? Huh. They all sat at the longest table in Piccadilly after they had went through the buffet line and got their deep fried chicken, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, collard greens, sweet cornbread, macaroni and cheese, roast beef, barbecue ribs, smothered pork chops, sweet potato pie, fried fish, sweet corn, black-eyed peas, yellow rice, buttermilk biscuits, my favorite, country fried steak and gravy, chocolate cake, red velvet cake, lemonade, and iced tea. Lord have mercy. And Deacon yonder would recite this long grace before they ate. Oh, Lord, help us. We need you, Jesus. Help us. Can't make it without you. Help us. Feed the hungry. What? Feed the hungry? Damn, these were some real hypocrites. No matter what, there's always a bright spot. And the one good thing about that church was the Christmas play. I played Mary every single year. And it was while acting in these church plays that I discovered exactly what I wanted to do when I grew up. I wanted so desperately to become a famous actress. I wanted to act like I wanted to eat at that buffet. And before I reached my freshman year in high school, I had a real impressive acting resume too. I had been in church plays, Peter Pan, The Pirates of Penzance, Molly, The Lost Daughters, and I'm Glad You're Home. I had even become an official thespian. But you know, just when I thought I had found something special that I could hold on to and believe in, along came Ceedie. Me and Ceedie was in all the church plays together. He played Joseph and I played Mary. He hated, I mean absolutely hated, that they picked me every year to play Mary. He wanted Janika Montgomery to be Mary. It was Christmas Eve, and we had just finished doing the play, and everybody was in the church kitchen talking and laughing and congratulating each other on how good we were in the play. They even had free food. But I kept noticing Ceedie and his boys standing in a corner pointing at me and laughing, and I tried to ignore it, but it was hard to do. I'm thinking, man, did I spill something on myself? Do I have a booger hanging out my nose? Tell me something. So I went outside to get away from all those buffoons. I just got tired of it, but they followed right behind me. And that Ceedie was a tall, skinny, 13-year-old boy with a lot of nasty-looking pimples. But see, he was the pastor's nephew. So nobody ever said anything bad about Ceedie. This fool walked up to me with all his friends boosting him up. You know, they always got to have a crowd in the audience. Hey, Tandis, you got a boyfriend? You want to be my lady? You too black and you ugly as hell with that nappy hair you got all over your head. You ain't no real actress. I ain't never seen no actress on TV as black as you is. That's why I want Janika to be married, cause you too ugly and too black. Ah! She black as hell, y'all. She black as hell, y'all. Hey. No. Y'all know who she like. She like one of them African booty scratchers. You better get out of my face and leave me alone. You're just mad because I got more compliments than you. Now go somewhere and leave me alone, Ceedie. Even though I told Ceedie to go to hell, I gotta admit, Ceedie planted the seeds of doubt, and I remember sitting up all night thinking about what he had said to me, and I looked in the mirror at myself, and I can't act because I'm too black. My father lied. He lied. I'm ugly. Why I gotta be so ugly? Why me? My father lied. Black ain't beautiful. I hate me. Everybody liked Coach Weber. He was the most popular coach out of all the coaches at the school, but some people said he liked the young girls in his class and on the track and field team a little too much. A lot of people didn't believe it, though, because he had 5 daughters of his own, and all of them went to the school. He was just too much of a family man for this to be true. You was looking real cute running around that track today in those little tight black shorts. Why don't you come in the back of the gym tomorrow after school and let me give you something real special? Don't worry, nobody will know. It'll be our little secret just between me and you. Yours forever, Coach. He gave me that letter when he saw me walking home from the bus stop one day. When I wouldn't take the ride he offered, he just handed me the letter and pulled off, and I couldn't believe what I had read. I didn't really know what to do. Who should I go to and tell? Will they even believe me? Oh, man, people were saying stuff about Coach Weber all the time, but he was never fired. I put the letter in my pocket, and I just kept walking home. I should have told somebody right then and there, but I was just too scared, and I didn't know who to talk to, and so I just took the letter home, and I put it on my dresser. Man, I forgot all about that letter until, Candace, get your motherfucking ass in here right now and take off everything except them damn underwears. Where's Tiny's belt? I'm finna wet his heifer out. Quentin, you hold her legs, and Billy, you hold her arms. Do it right now, damn it. You little grown-ass heifer getting letters from a grown motherfucking ass man. I'ma tear your motherfucking ass out the frame. But I didn't do nothing. She didn't even give me a chance to explain. I remember it so clearly. It was at Mel Bivens High School, and my drama teacher chose me to compete in the competition for superior monologue at the Thespian Festival, held right across the water in Tampa, Florida that year. When it was my turn to perform, I was so nervous I thought I was just gonna go nuts. But I went on stage and introduced myself. Hello, my name is Candace Jamari, and I will perform Dreams. I have dreamed dreams for you, Mama, more than once. I have wrapped me in your skin and made you live again more than once. I have taken the bones that you have hardened and produced daughters that will flourish in springtime. I am you, Mama. I am you, Mama. I am you. And the crowd roared with applause. Oh, man. That year, I won superior monologue. When I went back to school the next day, my drama teacher said she had something special to tell the entire class. Okay, class, I need everyone to quiet down. I have an announcement to make. We have made our decision this year for who will be the winner of a scholarship to the prestigious Ruth Eckerd Hall. Now, by attending Ruth Eckerd Hall, the recipient will work with some of the best in the business, from Broadway to film. The recipient will attend prestigious acting workshops and also meet with talent agents. The winner will also be a part of a national TV serial commercial. For her outstanding performances this year, we have chosen none other than Candace Jamari. Oh, man, I couldn't believe it. Oh, I ran all the way home when I got off the bus to show Rhubarb. I won a scholarship to go to Ruth Eckerd Hall. They picked me out of all the other kids. You gotta fill out the paperwork so I can go. Girl, just go on in your room and get on up out of here with that old mess. I got to read my Bible. Y'all come in here from them old demon-possessed schools with that mess. Them teachers and principals and all of them thinking they all high and mighty. But every last one of them need to get saved and give their life over to the Lord. Now you go on in your room and you get on your knees and pray and leave me alone with that old demon-possessed mess. The forms had to be turned in by the end of the week. If not, then the scholarship would go to the second runner-up, Rhonda Washington. Rhonda Washington was a good choice. I still got the permission slip to this day. That was the one thing I managed to hold on to. All I could think about was Ruth Eckerd Hall. And all she could think about was doing everything she could do to fuck up my dream. She beat me and my brothers all the damn time when she was home. But most of the time, she left us home by ourselves while she was out with some old ugly-ass, good-for-nothing, broke-down-ass nigga. She was angry all the time when she was at home. We could never do anything right, no matter how much we tried. She made us all work in the neighborhood, mowing lawns and cleaning people's yards, and then took all of our money and parted with it while we went to school hungry and looking raggedy. Thank God for the free lunch program. She never worked, never paid the bills on her own. See, most of the time she was begging social services to pay the light bill, the water bill, or whatever, and the lights was always getting cut off, and she always had a bill in one of our names. Matter of fact, she had that damn water bill in my name till I was like 22, and I didn't even know it until I started getting collection letters. How you gonna mess up your own child's credit? I could deal with the lights and water being off, but man, I'm telling you, the worst thing in the world was getting evicted and having our shit put out on the street by the sheriff department. We done been evicted so many times growing up that I lost count. Do you know what it feels like to be a child and not have anywhere to go? My mother dragged us all over the city of St. Petersburg like we were dirty bags. We never knew what stable looked like. We got evicted from apartments, houses, motels, church shelters. It didn't matter. And every time it happened, I always had this dirty, sickening, sinking feeling like we were falling in a hole with no bottom. Friday night, 11 p.m. at the Riftwood Motel. 2 beds, 7 people. It was real hot, so I slept on the floor right next to that old cooler filled with the water left over from the melted ice. We still got a half a gallon of that red fruit punch and a few pieces of bologna left in the cooler. I'm gonna make sure I get up early the next morning before all of them wake up. Boom, 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 boom. Who's at the door? It was the motel owner. My mother's boyfriend, Wallace, ran to the door. Hey man, look. Y'all gotta pay the bill or y'all gotta leave. Y'all can't stay here free. Hey, I'm sorry. Ain't nothing for free. If y'all can't pay the bill, y'all gotta leave. Of course we couldn't pay the bill. And of course we had to leave. Mr. Louse had a good heart. I swear he did. He let all of us move in that one-room apartment. Rhubarb told that man she had a new job, and she would pay him as soon as she got her first paycheck. She knew all this was a lie, because she ain't worked in years. I ain't never seen that woman with a job. And Wallace had went to jail, so she couldn't depend on him. You know, looking back, I keep wondering, why the fuck couldn't this able-bodied woman just get a fucking job and stop being so hot damn lazy? Rhubarb promised she would pay that man on time. But when I peeked out the curtain that morning and saw Mr. Louse's face turning red, I knew she hadn't paid that rent. Mr. Louse had a real bad speech impediment that got even worse when he got mad. And I wish she would have just opened the damn door, because he opened the door with his key and woke the whole neighborhood up yelling, "Move out! Move out!" So there we were, homeless, again. But when she finally bought that house, with that lump sum check that she got from me and Bali from my daddy's military benefits, she gave us all our ass to kiss. Went and got herself a new man and wanted us all to get the fuck out so she and her new ugly ass boyfriend Lucius could enjoy that house. You see, all we could do for her now is make sure she kept on getting them food stamps and that check every month. But see, that wasn't even enough. And one by one, she stripped us all of our hopes and dreams. And by the age of 14 or 15, one by one, we were either put out of that house or drove out of that house that my daddy's checks bought and paid for. My oldest brother, Perry, the one she and that nigga beat, was the only one who got out early at the age of 8. Lardell was the next to go. Lardell had a real bad stuttering problem that Rhubarb never took the time to take care of. The kids at school picked on him real bad, and he always had to fight and was forever getting suspended from school. And when he finally got expelled from school, he just ran away and went to go live with my grandmother. I felt real bad for that kid. Looking back, I realized there was so many things that Rhubarb could have done, that she should have done to help Lardell, but she ain't give a flying you know what. And after Lardell escaped, Quentin was the next to get out. She worked that damn boy like a dog and took all his money. Quentin wanted to play sports, dress nice, and participate in school just like all the other boys. And Quentin was a gifted writer. That's all he ever wanted to be, was a writer. He could write all types of stuff, poems, plays, short stories. He was the best in the school. He was so good that a writing camp offered him a scholarship. Of course, this was all set up by Miss Fabian, one of his teachers. She had to get permission from Rhubarb. Miss Fabian did everything she could do to try to talk to Rhubarb. She sent letters home. She even came to the house, all that. But Rhubarb refused to sign the paperwork to let him go. And that really broke my brother down. She made Quentin drop out of school in the 10th grade so he could work and give her all his damn money. The shit she did, it really fucked him up. Damn you, Quentin! How the hell you gonna waste away your life sitting under a damn tree and becoming a drunk at the age of 36? You wanna know what I really hate? I hate it when people give up. Why you can't just pull your shit together and make a comeback? I mean, fuck Rhubarb, fuck her! Everybody at that school knew that you was the best writer, and don't you ever forget that. You hold on to that. You build from that. And this shit is serious. Because the doctor told you that you got 5 years to live. Your pancreas is so messed up with all the drinking and the smoking. But see, this ain't over. Because me and Perry, we're trying. We're going to try to help you, Quentin, if you let us. If you would just stop drinking and start exercising and eating the right foods and pray to God to help you, I just truly believe this could be reversed and get some help. You need some mental help. I know the pain she's caused. I know, but it ain't never too late. You're still just a young man. Just 36 years old. When Damien saw what she did to Quentin, he got the hell out of there too. And I haven't seen or heard from my brother Damien in years. The last I heard is that Damien went down to Miami searching for his real daddy. They say he finally found him under a bridge. His daddy been living down in Miami for the past 20 years, under a bridge, smoking crack. And Bali, he's my youngest brother. He stayed the longest out of all of us until he was like 17. Well, I take that back. I don't know if you could really say he stayed with rhubarb, because Bali been in and out of jail and prison since he was like 16 years old. But every time he got out, he would go right back over there to rhubarb. And me. She got rid of me not too long after Damien left. You know, looking back, I realized that there was no female role model for me to turn to. Hell, there was nobody for me to turn to. I remember one day I wanted so badly to tell my mama about this boy at school that I really liked, and I wanted to talk to her like normal mothers and daughters do. Why the fuck couldn't we just have a normal mother and daughter relationship? Why? I don't understand why. I was just 14, I needed that. So I went to her room door and I knocked and I walked in, and I remember telling her about that boy was the worst thing in the world that I could have ever done. You a grown little heifer. I rebuke them lusting demons in the name of Jesus. You little lustful, nasty, filthy heifer. Now you get out of here and go in the bathroom and get on your knees and call on Jesus. Yes, ma'am. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Jesus, 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 Jesus. That was my mother's answer to everything. Going into that nasty-ass bathroom, getting on your knees and calling on Jesus. But on that day, not even going to the bathroom and getting on my knees and calling on Jesus was enough. She came back crashing into that bathroom, and all hell broke loose on me. Get your grown ass out of here. I'm sick and tired of looking at you. Get out. I don't care where you go. Just get out of here. You make me fucking sick. I can't stand you. I don't care where you go. Just get the hell out of here, and don't you ever come back. Here, and take this shit with you. She threw all my possessions out the door in a big black bag. The bag was heavy and I didn't know where I was going. How was I going to carry around all this stuff? I sat down with my bag at a bus stop looking through my stuff. Oh. My precious 3 gold medals for winning the Optimist Oratorical Speech Contest. 3 years in a row. Straight regional champion. Made the local newspaper, too. My acting awards and honor roll certificates. My permission slip. I put that in my back pocket. I couldn't carry all that stuff, so I put all my precious possessions behind this empty house right around the corner from where we live. I'm gonna come back for you, I promise. And I did. I came back a few weeks later, but somebody had moved in the house, and my precious medals and awards, they were gone. Hey, if anybody out there know, fuck it. Just fuck it. As I walked down the street that day, trying to figure out where I was going, I was also trying to understand why she had to treat me like that, why she had to treat us like that. I wasn't a bad kid, and she knew that. I rarely got into any trouble. I made real good grades, and I always respected my elders. After that day, I never really tried to figure out why Rhubarb behaved the way she did. I just accepted it. That's just who she is. Fucked up. It was my mom's older sister who I met when I was older who told me bits and pieces about my mother's younger days. You know you're not supposed to be the only girl, right? Your mama had 2 baby girls before your oldest brother was born. But they died. Nobody knows how. They was 2 little twin girls. One named Nisa and the other one Asaka. Just as pretty as they could be. Lord, them little old girls. But your mama was angry. That heifer was always mad about something. She really wanted those babies because she knew that that man she was with wanted girls. And she loved the hell out of him and would have done anything he said. But after they died, that man left her. And after that, she hated them girls. Said they was a curse. Swore she would never have another girl again. Like she could really tell God what to damn do. After that man left, she met another man. She always kept them coming, one after another. Got pregnant again with another girl. But she killed that one. Just like she said she would do. Killed that baby girl. I was 14 years old and on the streets. Because from the day my mother kicked me out, I just started running from place to place. Brother Down was one of the many people that I stayed with around this time. But like I said before, Brother Down and the rest of them at the house, they was just crazy. And I just couldn't stay in that place for too long. So from the age of 14 to 17, I was just running. I bounced around staying with friends and relatives with no real place to call home. And my family was so fucked up that I couldn't stay with none of them. And it's like, as soon as they found out that they couldn't get that check from Rhubarb, I had to go. Thought I had it good with a girlfriend of mine from high school for a while. Till her mom realized that she wasn't gonna get those 2 checks either. And see, my dad had been in the military, and that's why we got those checks. But Rhubarb, she was the biggest liar on the face of the earth. She told those people that I was still living there just so she could keep stealing my checks till I turned 18. That house that she lives in right now, that house was paid for with my daddy's checks. I could have stayed with any of them horny-ass men in my old neighborhood preying on young girls like me. But there was one thing that I didn't want. I didn't want to be a whore. I saw it everywhere. All these young girls on 34th Street, Williams Park, at the Riftwood Motel tricking. I didn't want to go that route. I slept at the bus stop a couple of times, and they would ride past blowing for me to get in, and I just couldn't take it no more. And so after a few nights of that, I begged a friend of mine to please let me stay, and she let me sleep in her laundry room. But after a few nights of sleeping there, her mama found me one morning and told me to go home, and that's when I was just like, fuck this. I'll just go stay at this old abandoned house, the one we got evicted from when I was a little girl. Ain't that a bitch? Man, living in that house was hell. Rats and roaches all over the place and no running water. And anybody could just walk up on you. One morning, these white folks came tapping on my shoulder. Excuse me, do you know who owns this house? I'm like, is y'all crazy? Did they really think I knew who the hell owned the house? Thank God they didn't try to do nothing to me because, you know, they could have been some serial killers or something like that. You know, I realize now that I was so vulnerable. 14 years old. And at the time, it just wore me down night after night. Rats and roaches, no running water, the filth. Man, I lived like this for a long time. Marvin was a 45-year-old retired veteran with an honorable discharge from the military. He was a real well-known and well-liked deacon at his church. Matter of fact, he was studying to become a minister when I met him. He was a tall, slender, fit, good-looking man. A man that any mature woman would have loved to date and eventually marry. Matter of fact, at one time he was married and had 2 daughters.
my age. I was sitting in Mickey D's that morning looking pretty tore up from the floor up. Lord have mercy, help me, Jesus. My monthly was on, and damn, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm coming out the bathroom. I sat down right by the door so nobody would notice me. But Marvin decided to sit right across from me at another table, and he kept staring at me, and he asked me if he could sit with me, and I should have said no, but he offered to buy me some food, and I was hungry. I ate that damn food like it was going out of style. He knew something was wrong. And looking back, I realized that men like him, they always know. I left McDonald's with him. But no, see, it wasn't like that. I kept thinking, should I go? Should I stay? And I kept thinking about that filthy house, and I had my monthly, and I just needed a bath, and I was just too tired. I was so fucking tired. When we got to his house, he fixed me some more food, some steak, grits, eggs, and toast, and a big old tall glass of lemonade. I told him about my past and my dreams, like how my mother had kicked me out, and how I was a thespian, and how I wanted to go to Hollywood and be famous. He told me that he felt sorry for me and that I could live with him and that he would take care of me, that we could take care of each other. And so I stayed. He said he would help me pursue my dreams. He said he knew some people in Tampa who was into acting too. I felt like this was a blessing from God. For about 2 months, I stayed with Deacon Marvin, the military veteran, going to school to become a minister. You see, you can't just look at a person and tell what kind of individual they are. Don't ever, and I mean don't ever judge a book by its cover. The violence, his drinking, his psychotic prescription drug use, the prostitutes in and out, the sex, my loneliness. I was a virgin when I met him, but when I said no, it was either give it up or get your ass out. I was always under the constant threat of getting my ass kicked out, back out onto the streets. Oh, I wish somebody would just come and save me. I wish I was normal like the other girls I saw walking past his house. They just assumed that Marvin was my daddy. If they knew the truth, would they look at me like I was nothing? Because that's how I felt, like I was nothing, a nobody. It got real bad when he combined them psychiatric pills with the alcohol, and one time he hit me so hard in my face that I couldn't go nowhere for days, and then he tried to make it up by taking me to the mall and buying me clothes and talking all nice to me. Oh, Jekyll and Hyde, bitch. I wanted to get out, but where was I gonna go? Then one day I came home from school. Well, actually, it was a GED program, and I came home from school, and John was there. That white chick with no front teeth was there too. I never knew her name, but she was always in and out of Marvin's house. She was about his age, 40-something, tall, skinny, and blonde. She never said nothing to me, but I knew she didn't like the fact that I was there. You see, late at night, I could hear her in the room talking to Marvin. Marvin, honey, why is she still here? Get rid of her. I don't want that little bitch here anymore. I thought this was about me and you. But on that particular day, I came home from school. The house was different. Marvin had told me that John had an entertainment company, and the house was set up different. There was a computer and a camera and dark sheets up, and the lights was dim, and the white chick had on all this makeup, and she was dressed up like a straight-up whore. And John wanted to talk to me. He wanted to audition me right then and there for a spot in his entertainment company. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Marvin, I'm not doing this type of nasty shit. Hey, if you don't want to play, then you can get the fuck up out my house, bitch. I don't need your little stinking black ass here anyway. You living on me, bitch. Eating my food, using my electric and water. What you thought you was gonna stay here and not contribute? Fuck your little stuff. Your stuff ain't shit to me. Bitch, I can get that anywhere. Hey, now you look at here. If you gonna stay in this house, you gonna have to do more. I left that same night, because there was just no way. I left, but I pleaded with him. I begged him to just let me stay. He knew I was gonna have to go back to that house, but he didn't give a fuck. He yelled and screamed at me to get out of his house. And I was homeless again with nowhere to go but that rat-infested old dirty house. Should I get my dad mixed up in this shit I was in? He was a real sick man, and I didn't want my daddy to see me like this, all broke down and shit. And plus he lived in a place where they couldn't have no kids then. Him and his fat, ugly-ass wife. She didn't like me, and I couldn't stand her ass either. She was always grumbling under her breath when me and my brother Bali was over there. She never had kids, and she didn't like kids. But fuck her! Time for me to swallow my pride. I needed my daddy, and I knew exactly where to find him. Because when I lived with Rhubarb, whenever she wanted money, she would drag me and my brother up to Mr. B's, this little grocery store that used to be up on 34th and Central. My daddy was always there on Fridays selling the Final Call newspaper. So I hauled my broke down, tore down self up there. Imagine that, a kid and already broke down, beat down, tore up, busted and disgusted. He spotted me coming up, and I saw a big smile on his face. He gave me a big hug and whispered in my ear, "Assalamu alaikum, my beautiful queen. Salaikum salam." And even though I loved my father to death, I always just had this problem with just telling him what was going through my mind. I felt like I was putting my problems on him, and somehow that just wasn't right. But I told him everything, but I didn't tell him nothing about Marvin. He looked sad for a minute, thinking about what I was telling him. But see, my father was a true optimist. He always believed that things would turn out just fine. So after we sat there for a while, we got up and jumped into his big green truck and went to go see Cousin Anime. She lived right up the street. And that fried chicken and cornbread hit me like a ton of bricks when she opened that door. Oh, and she cooked some fried okra too. See, all my daddy's people was from Byronville, Georgia, so you know they could throw down when it came to cooking. She was around my father's age, 64 or 65, a short, fat, light-skinned woman with a big old smile on her face. She was real down to earth, just like them country folks from Georgia, talking so fast you could barely understand anything she said. You know them folks that call 12 quail? She'd be like, "Ain't it 12 o'clock, Sammy?" I tore that food up. That fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, fried okra, and that good old sweet cornbread with some iced tea on the side. Ooh, Lord have mercy. She was so happy to see me again, because she hadn't seen me since I was like 5 years old. She said my father was her favorite cousin. He was really like a brother to her. And any child of his was always welcome to her house. Thank you, Jesus. And thank you, Cousin Anime. Everything was settled. I finally had a place to live. Man, it felt so good. See, for the first time in a long time, I felt so safe, so loved, so secure. Once I moved in with Cousin Anime, everything seemed to be getting better for me. I got a job at Wendy's. I was planning on finally getting that doggone GED and thinking about getting myself into St. Maurice College. But first, I had to maintain on that job because, see, I had to pay Cousin Anime $200 a month. I was real proud of myself. I had just got my little job, so, I had to wait till I got my first paycheck to get a bus card. but I didn't mind. I would just walk to and from work. I was just happy to have me a job and a place to live. So every day when I finished working, I would walk home or get a ride from somebody at work. I used to stop over at Tabitha's house sometimes. You know, the girl who let me sleep in her laundry room. No matter what, we always kept in touch. She lived right up the street from my cousin's house, and so sometimes I stayed late at night just talking and chilling, and her mama didn't mind as long as she knew I was going home. So like always, that night when I left Tabitha's house, at like about 12 o'clock in the morning, I walked home. So I was walking for like 5 minutes when these two dudes rode up on a bike, and one of them was pedaling and the other one was on the handlebars, and I really didn't want to be bothered with those dudes because I got a good look at them, and to be honest, neither one of them was cute. So they asked me the usual, what's your name? You got a man, can I get your number? And in my typical little fake fashion, I gave them a fake name, fake number, whatever. Like I said, they weren't cute. So the dude pedaling noticed that I had on a Wendy's uniform and asked me which Wendy's did I work at, and so I told him. He said I looked tired, which I was tired, and then he offered me a ride while his friend got off the handlebars and started walking beside him. So by the time I got on the handlebars, we were about 5 minutes from the house when all of a sudden, get the fuck off the goddamn bike! What you doing? Get off of me! Move again and I'm gonna cut your motherfucking throat. You like that shit, bitch. Hey, Pete, you want some of this? No, nigga. Pull up your fucking pants and let's get the fuck up out of here. You stupid ass girl. How the fuck you let this happen to you? I was just wandering down the street. I was in this unexplainable daze, and I ended up on Central Avenue when I bumped into Darryl. Darryl recognized me before I recognized him. Hey, ain't you Lardell's and Quentin them sister? You don't remember me? I went to school with you and your brothers. You got 5 brothers, don't you? Quentin, man, that's my nigga. Where he at? Where Quentin at? Hey, what's wrong with you? You heard me? You all right? You ain't on no drugs, is you? Hey, what you doing out here this late? Ain't you sad? Hey, you my dog's sister. Come on. I'll walk you home. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Hey, hold on a minute. Let me go over here and pee. Here, hold my bag. When I reached out for his bag, he grabbed me, forcing me into the alley and throwing me to the ground. I was fighting him with everything I had in me, but he was so strong that I just couldn't get away. Then he pulled out his... Suck it, bitch. Suck it, I'ma kill your black ass. Oh, bitch, you wanna fight? Oh, bitch, you gonna die today. Ah, you bitch! You bitch, you bit my... You bitch! Bitch, you better run, because when I catch you, I'ma kill your black ass. After those rapes, I was never the same again. I told the police, but they didn't even believe me. I was nervous and always watching my back, and I can't say that I completely stopped walking at night because I had to walk, because I didn't have a choice. But I tried to get in the house as early as possible, and I always walked where it was some light, you know. I wish I could say that I stayed with Cousin Annie Mae for a long time and we all lived happily ever after, but shit, it don't usually go like that in the real world. I found out like a month later, her grandson was living there, and it was strange because I never saw him much. It's like he lived there, but most of the time he wasn't even there. I don't know where he was. Anyway, Monte seemed okay. He was probably 18 or 19 years old. He was a tall, dark-skinned dude, real big guy. I guess that's one of the reasons why he was on the high school football team. My cousin had his trophies all over the place. He ain't never say much or nothing to me. That's why I was surprised when I woke up early one morning and saw his ass sitting in my rocking chair in my room staring at me. He scared the shit out of me. And he didn't even seem to care that I woke up and caught his ass. He just got up and walked out. That was my cue to get the fuck out of Dodge. I got my stuff and I moved out. I left And I didn't tell my father or my cousin. I just wanted to be left alone and figure things out on my own this time. Oh, but let me tell you, God works in mysterious ways. One day I met this girl who ended up becoming my best friend in the whole wide world. That day I was at Tabitha's house, and her mom was gone, of course. And we was just sitting inside watching TV, and all of a sudden, boom! This loud-talking, short, fat, real light-skinned, rude-ass girl with her hair sticking up all over the place just burst through the door without even knocking. Where that bitch at? Oh, there she is. What up, bitch? What the hell y'all doing today? Oh, well, y'all could come with us. Oh, bitch, we finna go riding. What, bitch? Oh, fuck you, hoe, with your bald head ass. Go put on some damn clothes and hurry up. And what's your name? Oh, your name Candace. Oh, girl, you come too. And that was my introduction to Soda. Soda was the kind of girl that my mother really hated. Soda was one of those real bad girls. Let's see. She was already having sex, selling drugs, smoking weed, dropped out of school, in and out of juvenile hall, boosting, carjacking, sleeping with a married man, had 2 abortions and a miscarriage, stealing shit and taking it back to the store for money, clubbing, and let's see, doing everything else she was big enough to do. Soda was a bad bitch. But see, even though she acted like the loudest, rudest, meanest person in the world, man, I'm telling you, Soda would give you the shirt off her back. And I'm telling you, when Soda found out that I didn't have a place to stay, she didn't waste no time telling her mother. I remember the day she told me I could come stay with them. Chance, girl, you come stay with us? Yeah, bitch, for real, girl, you my friend, and I ain't finna see you out here like this with nowhere to stay. Bitch, my mama don't care. Y'all iced her yesterday, and she said she ain't care. Now, come on, bitch, go on, get your clothes. I lived with Soda and her mom, Loliba Bladders, for about 1 year. And ironically, in that time, I achieved so much. When I was living with Soda, I finally got my GED at the age of 17 years old. I was so proud, and I remember the day that I got my diploma in the mail. Soda had done went and opened my nails. She was screaming and yelling, "You passed! You passed!" We were so happy. I got a little too happy and got on the phone and called my mama. "This Candace, and I got my GED diploma today." You need to give your life over to the Lord. You can get all the education in the world, but that ain't gonna save you. Now I'm in here having my church, and I got to get back to my church. Click. She hung up on me. My mother had no idea of who I was or what I was trying to do. I wanted to tell her that I had also gotten a job, enrolled in college, and even saved up enough money to get my very first apartment. But what does she care? What does she care about goals or education? She didn't even make it to the 12th grade. It's just that for once, I wanted her to acknowledge that I was a good, capable, and talented human being. On my own, once again. I love you, Miss Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald. After so many years of living a messed up life and living from pillar to post, I had finally gotten my stuff together. Finally off the streets for good. Finally got my education going. Finally and truly making it on my own. No more a street kid. Finally. All thanks to Soda and Miss Loliba Bladders. And thank you, Lord. They saved my life. I will never forget what Soda and her mama did for me. If it wasn't for them, I never would have got my first apartment, a GED, and my college degrees. By the time I was 23, I had earned my bachelor's degree and had my first and only child, Osiris. Speaking of Osiris, I was 18 years old and Darren was 20 when we first met. He was one bold dude when I met him too at the gas station. I had just come from running a few miles around this big, beautiful park called Lake Bisca. So I was hot and sweaty and ready to get my gas, something to drink, and go home. So I'm standing there paying for my stuff, and he walks up laughing at me. He said my glasses was crooked and I looked funny. And without even asking me, he took my glasses off, straightened them up, and put them back on my face, talking about, now that's how they supposed to be. Oh, patting my glasses in my face at the same time. I looked at him like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? But I couldn't be mad at him. I didn't say one word. He was just like how I liked him. Tall, slim, muscular, wild, kinky hair with a long, straight nose. It was love at first sight. Lord have mercy. He pulled out a piece of paper and told me, here, write your number down. I'm going to call you at 9 o'clock. Now, you wait for my call. 9 o'clock, okay? Real smooth and easy like that. He called me at exactly 9 o'clock on the dot. And we spent the whole entire night talking about our greatest love of all, acting. Darren's energy gave me hope to believe that I could still reach my childhood dream. I could still be an actor. Darren wanted to be an actor so bad. That's all he could talk about was what we was gonna do when we got to LA, plays, movies, and TV shows. Man, he idolized Denzel Washington. He said he was gonna be bigger than Denzel Washington and nobody was gonna stop him. He was really good too. Man, I'm telling you, this guy could act his ass off. He said that once I was done with school, we could go to LA. He believed in me as much as I believed in him. And once we got rich and famous, we was gonna get married and have a whole bunch of kids. He loved children. I got pregnant in my second year of college, and Darren was so happy. He carried that ultrasound picture with him everywhere he went. He wasn't there to see Osiris be born. You see, sometimes people got big talent, big hopes, and big dreams, but the circumstances do them in, and for some reason, they just can't overcome. They fall and they can't get back up. Then they turn into wasted talent, a reject, a has-been, a crackhead, a drunk, a lifer. They never come back. And I still can't figure out, is it because they don't want to? Or for some reasons, it's just the circumstances. Where's he at now? Darren's doing life in prison. He got caught up in the street life. He wanted the fast money, the clothes, the jewelry, the cars, all that stuff that's supposed to make you happy and make people like you more, you know. He and two other guys, they robbed an old white man. The man had a heart attack and died. They charged all three of them with murder. They all somewhere in Florida in some maximum security state prison. Fear's a motherfucker. Darren was gone, and I was fearful again. He came into my life for 2 years and made me feel like a decent, respectable young woman again. He was the only man besides my father who ever showed me any amount of respect, and he gave a damn about my dreams, but he was gone. And my old demons came back. I can't do this. I can't be an actor. It's too late. I got a baby now, and I'm older now, and I haven't done nothing since high school, and maybe I am too black, and maybe I can't really act. I can't go to no Los Angeles by myself. I don't know nobody out there. It's just too damn hard, and fear is a motherfucker, and I'm telling you, it was fear that kept me running away from my dream. See, this is what people do when they're scared. They take the easy, safe route, so they don't have to feel uncomfortable or sad. But in the end, doing this could cause you more sadness than you could ever even imagine. I decided I better take my mind off of acting and settle in and take care of my son. But I was having a hard time finding a decent paying job, and I kept thinking that once I graduated, things would get better. But for now, I was having a hard time. I mean, I had a job, but with the rents, the lights, the baby, the daycare, I just couldn't make ends meet. And Darren wasn't there. He was never gonna come back. I never wanted to be on no public assistance. I grew up watching my mama milk the system, waiting for a damn check and some food stamps every month, and then selling the stamps to pay other bills, and going around the white churches always begging people. That's what she did. She even made friends with some of the little old white ladies, like Mother Betty and Sister Emily. She would give them a sob story and then beat them out their money too. I don't know why she did all this, because we was always still poor. None of this was ever enough. And we was always still hungry, and I was always too damn skinny. Me and my little brother, Bali looked like one of them kids you see on TV with an oversized head and a big old belly. I would never want to be like my mama. Never. But you know, sometimes people need help. And I ain't have no family to turn to. My father was dead now, and Darren's side of the family was no help. They all live way in D.C. And this is why I signed up for Section 8. I didn't want nothing else from the government, just the help with the rent and a way to pay for school so I could be somebody someday. So after a couple of years of winging it on my own, just me and my son, thank God I got approved for Section 8. I settled for working my little nursing home job at the time, going to school, bought me a little raggedy car, and paying my cheap rent with the hopes that one day I was gonna do better. A couple of years later, and still running away from my dream, I graduated with my bachelor's degree, went to graduate school, and took a job as a substitute teacher. I was getting a master's in political science. I was gonna teach or go to law school. That was it. That was gonna be my life. I was gonna slowly but surely move on up into the middle class. Fear is a motherfucker. Fast forward almost 3 years later, when I was only 2 months away from getting my master's degree, I got a job as a part-time college professor teaching American national government. And get this, it was at St. Maurice College, the same college that I had struggled to make it through a couple of years back. I was so proud of myself. From a street kid to a college professor? The pay wasn't much, but hell, it was the opportunity that counted. And the person that hired me told me that the department had some professors retiring soon, and they would need a full-time professor. Full-time professors? Man, they make some good money. Oh boy, what I could do with about $50,000 a year. I never, ever, ever dreamed in a million years that I would be in this position. From a street kid to a college professor? What the? Oh, no. Let me not get my hopes up on this full professorship thing. No. Bonkari. Bonkari was an international student working on a PhD in math by day and an ice cream man in the afternoon and on the weekends. I met him when I took a course on the African diaspora, and me and Bonkari became real fast friends. He said I looked like one of the girls from his country. You see, he was from Senegal, West Africa. One day he invited me to go with him on the ice cream truck, but before we went on the truck, we went to his house where his grandma had cooked some fufu and a spicy mixture of spinach, okra, beef, lamb, and chicken. They had a real big family too. Let's see, it was his uncle and his wife and their 4 kids, another uncle whose wife was still in Senegal, and let's see, his 4 cousins that had just come to the U.S., and his sweet little grandma, a short little dark-skinned, wrinkle-free 90-year-old lady who couldn't speak a bit of English, but that big old smile was just enough for me to understand her. I met the whole family that day, and they swore up and down that I was lying when I told them that I wasn't from an African country. They thought for sure that I was born in Senegal or some other African country and had just happened to be raised in the U.S. They were some of the most sweetest and kindest, most welcoming people that I had ever met in my life. And boy, was that food good. Till this day, that fufu and spicy spinach with the meat in it is one of my favorite dishes in the whole world. Bunkari said that I should open up my own business selling ice cream. Why not substitute during the school year, work part-time with the college, and sell ice cream in the summertime? Can you say extra money? Okay. Bunkari's family owned a fleet of ice cream trucks, so he could afford to give me a good deal. He sold me that ice cream truck for $800, everything included. The music box, the freezers, and even a whole week's supply of ice cream. Okay, now I was in business. Here comes the ice cream lady. Do 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 do. Pop goes the weasel. I became an ice cream lady in St. Petersburg. But during my first week, I would ride through the neighborhoods and people would laugh. They seemed to think it was real funny that I was out there hustling in the hot Florida sun on an ice cream truck. They looking like, what the hell is going on here? And so for a while, nobody wouldn't buy nothing from me. But you want to know what I did? I had a trick for all of them. I kept coming back every day blasting my music. Do 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 do. Pop goes the weasel. And one day, I played the people in this one particular neighborhood real good. Now, see, this was supposed to be one of the roughest, one of the toughest neighborhoods in my city. But I broke their asses down. I decided to eat one of the Italian icy cups that I sold while I drove real slow down the street. And see, it was about 100 degrees on this particular day. So I was eating my icy cup and driving real slow. I passed some kids playing on the sidewalk, some old people sitting on the porch looking hot as I don't know what, and some drug dealers standing on the corner. Now, y'all know what they was doing. And just when I was getting ready to turn the corner, the drug dealers on the corner started yelling, "Hey, ice cream man! Ice cream man! Bike up, ice cream man!" Ice cream man? Didn't these fools see that I was a woman? But anyway, and so it was on that day I got my very first customers. Those drug dealers bought everybody on the whole block ices. All the kids, all the old people, everybody was eating ices. And I was so happy because I was finally making money. But see, to really be the ice cream lady and get your respect in this neighborhood, you had to let them know that you weren't going to put up with no mess from nobody. And I had one big problem. It was the women that gave me hell. And one day, this big fat-ass heifer just walked up to my truck for no reason and completely went off on me.
Oh, hell no. I know this bitch ain't charging $1 for this little old icy cup. She better take this shit and get the hell up out of here. Cause that white man that come around here on the other icy truck sell his stuff for way cheaper. Come on, y'all. We'll wait for the other icy truck.
See, this was the type of stuff that I had done heard from so many females. Oh, she too hot. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? I was fed up. Number one, it was hot as hell. Number two, I felt she shouldn't be talking to me like that. So while she continued to run her mouth, I put my truck in park, hopped out, and it was on. Let me tell you something, you little fat fucking ass bitch. I'll fuck your ugly ass up. Her fat ass was pissed, but I didn't care. I was gonna knock her fat ass out. She was bigger than me, but I was gonna beat the mess out of her big fat ass. Throw an icy at her fat ass. That fat bitch turned around and went the other way. And to my surprise, I sold out all of my ice cream in that very neighborhood that same day. And from that day on, I was the ice cream lady. And those drug dealers, they always looked out for me. See, all summer long, while the other ice cream trucks was getting robbed, nothing ever happened to me. If anybody even thought about messing with me, those drug dealers had my back. And do you know that the very next day, while I was taking care of one of my customers in that same neighborhood, I looked up and I happened to see this lady staring at me real hard. And As the woman walked up to the truck, I thought to myself, oh, Lord, here we go again. But it wasn't like that. I've been living in St. Petersburg my whole life, and I ain't never seen no black ice cream girl. All I see is them white boys that usually come around here. Give me one of them ice cream sandwiches. You're gonna be my ice cream lady. You know, I was kinda happy now. I was so proud because I was able to take the money I made off the ice cream truck and put Osiris through private school. But kinda happy ain't got nothing to do with being content. I mean, can human beings ever really be content? I was wondering if I had done the right thing with my life, and I started thinking about my dream and if I should have went to LA, and deep, deep down inside my soul, I still wanted to act. Have you ever had a dream that you just could not let go of? I was just so restless with myself. Have you ever been like that? Just wanted to do something and didn't know how to do it, but you were just so restless and never satisfied. Well, that's how I felt. I had to get out of St. Petersburg or die. No more excuses this time. You moving to Los Angeles, Candace. Oh, man. Osiris. We don't know anybody out there. And I worked so hard to establish myself. Damn. And who gonna help me take care of Osiris? He's just 7 years old. Okay, Candace, don't worry. You can do it. You and Osiris, y'all gonna be all right. You have to make it work. You gotta follow your dream. Langston Hughes, what happens to a dream deferred? Miss D.E. Brown was my Section 8 counselor. A tall, slim, pretty brown-skinned lady, but her attitude was far from pretty. She walked around the St. Pete Housing Authority like, yeah, I know I'm the shit, and wouldn't even speak to you when she came to call your name. See, I didn't have a problem with that, but my thing was that this lady was getting paid to deal with people like me. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for people like me, her ass wouldn't even have a job. So we sitting in her office, and she asking me all these questions about why I want to move to LA. And you know, I'm thinking to myself, why the hell does she care? This woman ain't never even tried to make a conversation with me before. But I run my mouth too much, sometimes. I told her about my dream. I told her that I was going to LA to pursue acting. I shouldn't have told her nothing, because she started talking crazy. She started saying she wouldn't be able to approve my move to LA because the rents in LA was too high and the St. Petersburg Housing Authority was not going to pay for the rent increase. She said the Los Angeles Housing Authority wasn't going to pay for the rent increase either. See, you can transfer your Section 8 voucher anywhere in the United States after you've been on Section 8 for at least a year. And that's all I was trying to do. I'm looking at this lady like, what the hell? She didn't even know what the LA Housing Authority was going to do or wasn't going to do, because she wasn't even willing to contact them when I asked her to. By the time I left that office, I was so mad with this lady. But you know what? I was going to LA to find out for myself how to make this move. I mean, hey, the worst they could tell me was the same thing Miss Brown said. I ain't had nothing to lose. So there I was in the city of dreams, Los Angeles. It was my first time ever even setting foot in LA. And I had 5 days to convince the LA Housing Authority to accept my voucher. Now see, Los Angeles got that nice, not too hot, not too cold type of weather, and boy, is that place huge. Looking down at the city from the airplane was like looking at a whole bunch of ants scattered all over the place. I couldn't wait to get off that plane and hop on a budget shuttle to pick up my rental car and get it going the next day. Oh, and let me tell you, I will never, ever, 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 ever book another motel on the internet again. Why? Because they lied. That motel was the nastiest little place, and prostitutes hung around there too. Matter of fact, this crazy Mexican guy had the nerve to ask me in so many words if I was a prostitute. Talking about, do I want to have some fun tonight? Are you damn crazy? I ain't no damn prostitute. When I started cussing his little ass out, all of a sudden he didn't speak no English. Oh, I'm sorry, me no speak no English. Yeah, right. Now getting to the housing authority was way easier than I thought it would be. Took a straight shot down Crenshaw, made a right on Wilshire Boulevard until I got to 5000 Wilshire Boulevard, the Los Angeles Housing Authority. And the parking was crazy. Trying to find a parking space in LA is so hard. So I'm rushing up the stairs to the 4th floor. And I'm expecting to get this thing over with quick, just like in St. Pete, because see, in St. Petersburg, they get you in and get you out. But man, when I got to the 4th floor, there was 1 trillion people in that tiny little waiting room, and there was nowhere to sit. I took a number from the security guard with a thick Russian accent and stood up against the wall with what looked like the United Nations. I'm talking about Asians, Indians, blacks, Arabs, Colombians, Belizeans, Mexicans, Guatemalans, Greeks, Pakistanis, whites, Jamaicans, you name it. I just had to wait my turn. And it was gonna be a long wait, because I was number 121 and they was just getting on number 10 when I walked in. So after waiting for at least 5 hours, I finally spoke to a counselor who said she couldn't do a thing with my case unless Miss Brown faxed over my entire file. What? They wouldn't even give me an appointment. Damn it! So the next morning, I woke up early with a plan. I would just call Miss Brown and beg. Damn, I got a voicemail. Good morning, Miss Brown. This is Candace Jamari, and I'm calling because I really need you to fax my file to the Los Angeles Housing Authority. I'm actually in LA, and I went to the Section 8 office yesterday, and you know, I had to wait for like 5 hours to see somebody. I was told they couldn't do nothing with my case until you fax over my entire file, so can you please fax my file? They won't even give me an appointment until they get the whole file. And see, I gotta leave by Friday because that's the date for my return flight home. Let me give you the fax number. It's 213-444-4444. Thank you, Miss Brown. I really appreciate it. I left her that message on Tuesday morning, and it was already Thursday. I had to leave Friday afternoon, and I hadn't heard a thing from that woman. When my cell phone rang Thursday afternoon with an unavailable number on my caller ID, I thought for sure that it was Miss Brown. But it was my boss at St. Maurice College. The department wanted to hire me full-time? What? I was so excited! $50,000 a year, wow! Oh. What about Los Angeles and my acting dreams? That's the reason why I came all the way out here in the first place. Oh, it don't matter. It don't even look like this woman gonna call me back. Well, maybe I should just take the job and be happy, because I might not ever get this chance again. Yeah, I did it. I'm living my dream right here in Los Angeles. I'm not just some security guard in LA. Like Mr. Jones said, this is just a job to support myself until I make it. I'm an actor, and I didn't let my dream fester. I take care of my son, who will always come first. I got my headshots and resume ready to go. I'm in acting classes. I got me an agent. I exercise, I eat well, and I look damn good. I go to auditions. I'm doing everything I need to do to make it. Thank you, Langston Hughes. For it was you who said, a dream deferred is like a raisin in the sun. And Donny Hathaway, the greatest artist of all time, play your dreams right up to the sky. Soon I'll be on TV or in a movie near you. So if anybody out there listening want to put a talented and energetic young lady in your movie, play, commercial, or TV show, you know where to find me. The website is streetkidtoacollegeprofessor.com, or email me at streetkidtoacollegeprofessor@yahoo.com.